Okay, I wanted to make a comment too on the second plant. It is in good shape, like I said. The leaves are not acting strange. They've got turgidity. They're not drooping. That's good. It means the plant is healthy. Here's what I will change in this. This mix here is, I'd say, passable. Like, I could get this to be okay. It's got a good root ball. However, there's a lot of fines in this mix. If you look at how small some of these particles are, they're way under 1/8 of an inch. Normally, I'm not a real stickler for an under 1/8, but on stuff that comes halfway around the world, I don't want any surprises like it up and dies on me overnight because there's a muck issue in the root zone. In other words, it's collecting too much water on these fines. If you know about soil particles, the bigger they are, the harder it is for them to stick together when they're wet. So there's a lot of tiny particles way under 1/8 of an inch here. That is a mix that is fine for Thailand because they never get cold. But up here where I am in Kansas in North America, this is an issue in the spring and in the fall when we drop into the 50s and 40s at night, and we just had a rain before and I didn't get a chance to bring them inside, right? That happens. So the perlite here looks like it's grade 1 and 2. I'd rather have grade 3 and 4. 4 is hard to get, but these look like they almost could be 3. But I am going to probably take this out of its mix. Those roots are fine. Again, we're above 70 degrees, so it's not hurting it. It's not going to send it into a tailspin. The thing that would send it into a tailspin right now is be putting it out in the full sun, because then it would try to keep the leaves alive, and there would be no way for it to do that because it's just got out of a box. A lot of the fine lateral roots, root hairs are gone. It's got to build back a root system because, as you can see, there's roots in here that have fallen out, broken off, rotted, whatever. But the root system in general for a plumeria this size, I think, is excellent. This is, to me, one of the benefits of grafting. This is purple silk, so it's a purple. I'm looking at the leaves. There's no disease signs to me. It's in pretty good shape. I'll watch it for tiny little bugs, but I'm not worried about it. This definitely looks like a seedling rootstock. Those are good. Put out a lot of good roots for a small plant. Okay. If you don't know the difference between seedling and cutting roots, seedling roots are way better. You can see how that's a seedling there because of the base. It's not cut off like you would find in a cutting rootstock. This is a seedling rootstock. It's called, the actual name for it is a seminal root system. Adventitious roots would grow out of a cutting, or they would grow out of the side of the plant. Those, in my experience, aren't as robust as these kind of roots. So already I feel better about this plant. The other one, the same way. So I'm going to go ahead and take this down here. Yes, it is getting in the sun as I'm doing this. It's not going to harm it for a few seconds. Okay, taking it down. We're going to put it in the same bucket with this one. Let it get nice and soaked. Again, I'm going to take it out of that. I don't want it anywhere near that root mix because it just came from a long journey. As I've done this more and more, I've gotten better at seeing which ones are going to have issues and which ones aren't, and the issue about which ones can bloom and root at the same time. So I'm getting a little bit better at that for up here. I should just say I don't lose them at all anymore to rot when they come out of the box, because it's a porosity issue at that point. They're in a weakened state. You have to be able to keep that mix moist while at the same time staking them to keep them from moving. And again, the air temperature is critical. If you're above 70 or you're home free, if you're getting below 70 in the 60s, you're still okay. because they're still going to respond during the day. But then when they start to drop in the 50s, if they're not getting good sun in the day, if they start getting too much shade, which happens around here because the trees get such long shadows this time of year, then you're going to have issues. So you want to make sure everything is right on that. We are September 4th, so that's late in the year to be doing this. But as long as it has plenty of sun, and I keep it out of the wind so it's not rocking back and forth in the pot, we'll be okay. All right.